Hey, what's going on, everyone? And a big welcome to another video. And in this video, I analyze today's game, game 13 of the World Chess Championship match. And it was the penultimate game for the standard time control. And the game ended in a draw, which means that everything will be decided on the game on Saturday, where Ding Liren this time will have the white pieces. Whoever wins becomes the new world champion. And if we have a draw, then we will have the rapid and then the blitz time controls to decide who will be the winner. So today, Nepomniachtchi had white, and of course, he opened up e4, which he has played in every single game except game 3, whenever he had the white pieces. So that is 6 out of his 7 white games. And Ding Liren replied e5, as he has done in every one of those 6 games, except one of them where he played the French. So 5 out of 6 games, Ding Liren went for e4, e5. At f3, knight c6, and here bishop b5, which has been the choice of Ding Liren in all those games. And here in one of those games, Ding Liren had played knight f6, the Berlin defense, which was popularized by Vladimir Kramnik in his match in 2000 when he beat Garry Kasparov in London. However, a6 was the choice of Ding, and yeah, it was a clear sign that he wanted to play the Marshal. Yet again, after knight f6, castles, Nepomniachtchi is not afraid of the open Spanish or the Arkhangelsk. However, Ding decided to stick to the Marshal. And after bishop e7, Nepomniachtchi played the anti-Marshal, so he went d3. And after b5, bishop b3, d6, c3 was the choice of Nepomniachtchi. a3 was a choice he made in another game, which is also a very interesting move that avoids the main line of the Spanish. However, this has also become now a main line. So yeah, c3 was played, and this is the move that Niels Grandelius recommends in his Chessable course. Feel free to check it out if you wish. Castles, and now h3. h3 has a very clear purpose, which is to stop bishop g4. And instead, since the bishop cannot go to g4, bishop to b7 was played by Ding, bishop e3 by white. And here we see another advantage of the move h3 is that it controls the g4 square, not only from the bishop, but also from the knight on f6, which would have liked to come to g4 and attack the bishop on e3. However, that is not possible. So knight a5 was played. Many people will know that one of the best ways to improve is to fix your bad pieces. And here the knight on c6 is a bad piece. Not only it blocks the bishop, however, mainly it blocks the c-pawn, which needs to join the fight for the center. So a very easy way to improve is to improve your bad pieces within the game. First of all, identify them. And here knight a5 allows the move c5. So bishop c2. I have said in previous videos that white cannot afford to give up the light square bishop in the Ruy Lopez. So bishop c2 followed, and now c5, knight b d2. The typical maneuver, the typical square where the knight goes to in the Ruy Lopez and also in the Italian. And from there, the plan is usually rook e1, knight f1, and knight g3. Rook e8 by Ding, preparing perhaps bishop to f8. a4, a typical move in the Spanish, which wants to put pressure on the a file, maybe take on b5 and leave white with a slightly weak pawn on b5. Yeah, h6 was played. Okay, useful move. It stops any bishop g5 ideas, which we have seen in previous games. And now d4 from white. Okay. E takes, c takes, c takes, and knight takes. And here knight c4 was played by black, hitting the bishop on e3. Knight takes c4, and pawn takes back on c4, f3 protecting the pawn on e4, and now bishop to f8. Like I said, This move has the purpose of opening up the e-file from the rook. The bishop is no longer obstructing the rook to control the e-file. For example, d5 is a threat because there is no e takes d5 because of rook takes e3. That's just one example. So bishop f2 was played in anticipation of this, and d5 by Ding. And here, in general, Ding is better because of the pawn structure of white with pawns on f3 and h3, a bit of weak light squares. E takes d5, knight takes d5, and now bishop e4. And here rook e5 was played, rook c1, rook c8, knight d2, dropping back, queen to e7, now queen d4. Okay, f5 by black, hitting the bishop, and now bishop g3, rook takes e4, f takes e4, queen takes e4. So white has gained material. They've gained an exchange for a pawn. However, the queens got exchanged as well. And what matters in this kind of situations is not what leaves the board, but what stays on the board. And here there is a dangerous passed pawn on e4. Rook f2 d1, knight to b4, and the clear plan is to go knight d3. Rook goes to d7, bishop c5 check, the intermediate move, very important, king h2, bishop c6 hitting the rook, rook goes to c7, so attacks the rook, an exchange of rooks, now bishop d5, okay, knight c3, knight d3, like I said, this was the point of having the pawns on c4 and e4, rook goes to e2, bishop c6, a5, king f7, and here rook e2 was played, knight c1, rook e1, knight d3, and we ended up having a repetition of moves, and the game ended in a draw. At the end, the position is equal, even though white is slightly ahead in material. The power of the passed pawn is such, and of course the two bishops working together along with the knight, and also the pawn on c4 defending the knight. So all of black's pieces are strong, they're active, well placed, they're working together as a team, and they managed to achieve this draw for black, even though white is slightly ahead in material. So this was a very interesting and hard-fought game. However, yeah, everything now will be determined in the last game. There were chances in this game for both sides that they missed, for a slight edge, not anything too much. But now it's all on Ding. In this match, in general, both players have done extremely well with white. So Ding Liren hasn't won a single game with the black pieces. Nepomniachtchi only won one in game 2. We've seen the London system. We've seen d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, e3. We've seen the English from Ding. We've seen some fresh ideas in the Nimzo-Indian, the 4e3 variation. So I really wonder what Ding Liren will be playing in the last game. Nepomniachtchi has showed that he replies to c4 with knight f6, and after knight c3 he goes e5. So the 4 knights English, and he has also shown that he has prepared the Nimzo-Indian, and after third move knight f3 d5, and I assume after third g3 also d5. So he's got some ideas on the black side of the Catalan and the Nimzo-Indian prepared. So this is my educated guess on the opening. It's either going to be one d4 or one c4. It depends, I think, what kind of position that Ding Liren is aiming for. Depends on their preparation. We will see. We will see. It's going to be a very interesting game. There have been cases in the past where the score was equal and it was decided in the last game. For example, the match between Topalov and Anand in 2010 in Sofia in Bulgaria, where Anand won in the last game with the black pieces. That's the first one that comes on the top of my head. So back then, though, it was 12 games and not 14. And even if we go into the rapid and blitz time control, it's going to be extremely, extremely interesting. The whole chess world will be watching. So will I. And I'm looking forward to bring you the action on Saturday night. Right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new in this video and you took value from it. I really appreciate you for watching until the end. And thank you for watching again. And if you're a subscriber, I will catch you at the next video. Bye for now.